And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from SpongeBob64 Man, who asked the question, who would in a fight? Deathstroke, the Terminator, Slade Wilson, or Guts from Berserk? Now, in just base concept, like two armored warriors with swords that kill individuals, superhuman individuals sometimes, I can see how this matchup works. Uh, in terms of how they stack up against each other, that's a unique thing to go over. Guts obviously was raised is a loose term. He was raised by a bunch of mercenaries, ultimately killed the mercenary, raised him, spent his life, as not a bounty hunter, but as a mercenary on the road, ultimately found a group to call his own, a home, a family, got a girlfriend, got a friend, ditched the friend, went with the girlfriend. Friend turned into like a weird demon lord, did horrific things to him and the girlfriend and his friends, and then he vowed revenge on said friends. Needless to say, Guts' life is full of, is a bit of a unique bag. But still, Guts is an extremely powerful warrior in the world of Berserk. He's physically one of the strongest individuals just by even human standards, capable of wielding the giant blade Dragon Slayer, which is more than twice his size and weighing, I can't remember how much it weighs. I know it's like in the 400-pound range or something like that. It really is just a massive blade of death, which has bathed in the blood of so many spirits and demons that it can actually kill ghosts. Well, let me rephrase it. Gods, demons, and so forth, that it can actually kill spirits, which is impressive in and of its own right. He's also, spent probably over a decade or two on the battlefield. I don't know his exact time frame of history, how long he's been on the battlefield. He's not like ancient in terms of his age. He's relatively young. I think in his 30s or 40s. But he's spent decades on the battlefield, or at least a decade on the battlefield. So he's a seasoned fighter. He's physically very impressive, very durable, can just ignore pain. His pain tolerance is through the roof. And he's capable of just ignoring he's capable of ignoring most more serious injuries, but life-threatening injuries are still an issue. I mean, this is the guy who literally cut off his own arm just to escape Griffith's hell trap. Then he gets a new prosthetic arm, which is metal and holds a cannon in it. Also fires arrows. He wears a suit of armor that is pretty durable, but also wears the Berserker armor. They're the same armor. It's just the Berserker armor, the standard Berserker armor, just looks like armor, which is pretty durable. His Berserker armor is basically, it turns him into a Berserker. It just cuts off his nerves. He can't feel any pain, and will keep him together as he fights. Meaning, if his arm breaks, it will be stitched back into place. It doesn't heal, but it will be put into place, and his pain is completely shut off. Guts, though, is prone to, berserk outbursts of anger or rage. He can let his I'm just expanding it. Ooh, that's a better image. He can let his anger get the better of him in a fight. He learned to temper that over the years, but he still will go off the rails sometimes. Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke the Terminator, it was a mercenary and a super soldier, and he was one of the best, if not the best. He ultimately lost his eye in I think it was his girlfriend or wife at the time that shot his eye out. I can't remember who shot his eye out. But he got his eye shot out and wears the half mask. I can't actually remember if the eye grew back or not. I think some interpretations of him have the eye grow back, whereas others don't. He wears an eye patch, obviously, but 1 second. I want to be 100% clear on that. Let's see here now. Hunting, temporal. Let's see here. Weapon swordsmanship, mental disorder, missing. Okay, yeah, it was his ex-wife. He is blind in one eye. His eye was shut out. And despite having, or at least formerly having, according to this list, despite having enhanced healing factor, seriously, he can rapidly heal clots of blood in seconds, seals wounds in minutes, The time it takes for to fully heal depends on the wound, ranging from seconds to hours depending on the level of injury. It's stated that he would be able to heal from breaking every bone in his body in a matter of hours. He can also quickly heal enough to allow him to survive fatal wounds, such as being impaled with a sword. He's also able to heal from third-degree burns over 90% of his body, as well as from a 10-story fall from building. He's immune to toxins, resurrection. He's not immune to resurrection. He was unable to survive. Is unable to survive lethal injuries to the brain. However, it's possible for his healing ability to go into an overdrive after he has died if his immune system is triggered by an infection. This allowed Slade to come back to life after being shot in the head. It's circumstantial, but it held up. He also basically has enhanced, brain activity. He thinks, processes information much faster than we do. He has enhanced senses, including hearing, sense of smell, and enhanced vision with the one eye he has. He does have superhuman strength, which allows him to basically be at peak human condition, even a little above peak human condition at all times. He's got super durability. So, he was actually able to take hits from vastly superior people, including Wonder Woman, even Superman and Lepidus, and multiple imperfect clones of Superman. Granted, he wouldn't survive a straight-out onslaught, but he could actually survive some hits. Superhuman speed, he's much faster than the average person, able to move basically within bullet time. At one point, he had divine empowerment, but we're not really going to be looking at that. He's also highly acrobatic and a skilled marksman, skilled sword fighter. Like, you name the weapon, he can use it. He has had literally decades of tactical experience on the field, as he is much older than he looks, because his aging was halted by the healing ability he had. He is a master martial artist capable of beating someone as skilled as Batman in a hand-to-hand fight. He's got military training. He is skilled at throwing, swimming, weaponry mastery of all things gadgetry. He usually has on call his Icon suit, or Icon, which he wears a suit of Promethium-lined armor called Icon. It uses a point defense mechanism called a gravity sheet that, when attacked, hardens up specific areas of the suit struck to protect the wearer from impacts such as bullets and blunt trauma. The suit is powered by kinetic energy. Thanks to his enhanced speed and agility reflexes, Slade can keep it charged simply through moving. This energy absorption feature is effective enough to endure punches from Superman, allowing Slade to take potentially lethal attacks and stay standing. That's no small feat. He formerly had speed force absorption, but we're not going to look into that because he does not have that anymore. That's just his armor. He also had an armor made of nth metal, which is from the Thanagarians, if I'm not mistaken. He also had rocket boots, but these are all former equipments. He no longer has these. He has an ancient Scottish warblade that is actually called the Deathstroke. I actually didn't know about this. And Slade's first and favorite sword. He acquired it by winning a poker game. At some point, Hive and Promethium forged it into a blade, making it more durable and capable of absorbing all forms of energy, including magic. It can also cut through nearly anything. Well, shit. I didn't even know about that thing. Deathstroke, he also has an energy lance, which he carries. It's a titanium staff that shoots out energy blasts, various firearms, knives, nunchucks, dual katanas, and god killers. Slade found a means to reverse engineer the god killer to fashion a pair of daggers for himself. What the hell? I don't even know what the god killer is. I refer to a god through unknown means to bear the latest assignment. Managed to recast a pair of goldenrod daggers, supposedly molded for his god killer. Well, his old god killer. Okay, what was the old god killer? Hold on. Come on. So what was the old god killer? God killer is a sword created by Hephaestus that can, as the name implies, kill gods. Well, shit. I didn't know he had that either. That's new. I mean, granted, the last time I had Deathstroke on the channel was easily over a year ago, so I don't know. So actually, what I wrote down here comparing things kind of needs to be updated a little bit. So if you look at these guys, like taking everything they have into the equation, from a physical strength standpoint, I would maybe argue Deathstroke is maybe a little stronger because we've seen him like bench press more. But to just casually wield the Dragon Slayer, I will put a mild edge for guts in the strength category. Strength isn't everything, though. Speed-wise, I do feel Deathstroke has the speed advantage. Both agility, reflexes, and just straight movement. When it comes to durability, I'd argue they're even. But Deathstroke's fact he can charge with kinetic energy just by moving and take shots from Superman and keep going it might give him the durability advantage. Then if you also add, healing factor in there as well, that does probably give him a better edge over Guts in terms of just outlasting in the fight. Then there's also their mentality and experience. Deathstroke almost never go. That's not true. Deathstroke does go into rages at some point. When he does, it's insane. But he's a lot more cold and calculating, and he's just had far more decades of experience on the battlefield as a legit soldier, doing much more high-profile shit than just, medieval raiding like Guts does. Then if you add skill on there, which means skill of weaponry, skill in hand-to-hand, skill in tactical knowledge, and setting up strategy, Deathstroke's going to have the edge there too. And if you're going with equipment, well, they both do have God-slaying-like weapons, but Deathstroke also has other weapons on call, not just a suit of armor, a crossbow, and a cannon and a sword. He's got multiple firearms. You count that maybe like 6? What? I don't know how he usually carries on him, but at least a pair of pistols with many clips, probably a machine gun, multi-round machine gun. Then there's katana, energy lance, God killer, the Deathstroke. The dude is a walking arsenal. So unfortunately, that gives Deathstroke an edge too. So when we take all these in, Deathstroke pretty much has all the cards. If these two met on the battlefield, and I could see it being that, Deathstroke is maybe wandering around in this world that he's been sent to, just finding work until he can find a way back to his normal time, hears about the Guts, and says, I want you to know this is nothing personal, but I have a job to do. Yeah, you'll die before you even get a chance to finish this job. And then they'll clash, and Deathstroke comes in, and admittedly his swords probably wouldn't initially cut through the Berserker armor. His Deathstroke might, given the fact that thing can apparently cut through near anything, and while Guts' armor is durable, it's not like adamantium, nth metal durable. So, in that regard, durability-wise, Deathstroke is going to be able to cleave through it with some mild difficulty. I think Guts will quickly realize I'm not able to tag this guy until he starts bringing out some bow and arrows. They just bounce off him. Deathstroke's like, you're joking. And then just pulls out, guns, starts firing him. Now, he may puts the Berserker armor on so he can, not be shot in the head. And just and finally just blow and fires the cannon off and tries to blow Deathstroke up, who more or less walks it off, a little messed up, but no worse for wear, really. They clash again, only, at this point, Guts realizes I got to go all out, and he's still in the Berserker armor, so he's trying to fight as hard as he can. Deathstroke has some difficulty getting through the armor, but being a tactical guy, he's just looking for the right opening, sees like the eye holes and the holes for the mouth of the Berserker armor, and just puts it straight through his head. Deathstroke would win this fight, I think, with some mild difficulty. I do think Guts would not just immediately go down. I think Guts would definitely put up a fight, especially if Deathstroke is not able to get a clean kill on him, and it ends up that that Guts goes into more of a Berserker style fighting, Berserker style rage. So that would mean that, now he's ignoring pain easier. Especially if he goes into the Berserker armor, he can neg it completely. So ultimately, I would say it will be Deathstroke who wins the fight. I think there are some avenues where Guts could win, but it would rely a lot on luck, and Deathstroke maybe taking a hit he shouldn't initially take, but doesn't think about it. So, I don't know. That's my thought. What do you think? Do you think Deathstroke takes it like I think, or do you think that Guts would win? Let me know, and let me know why you think that. Till then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I got my what if to record today. So, see you later.